My child, my beloved, my little one. Come here, come closer, closer than the breath inside your chest, closer than the quiet thoughts you try to hide from the world, closer than the trembling ache you never speak out loud. I am here, and I see you. I see the heaviness you carry, the questions that rise like storms inside your mind, the moments where you wonder if you matter, if anyone notices, if anyone would care if you disappeared into the silence. And I hold you with a love that does not waver, a love that does not depend on what you do or how strong you pretend to be. I hold you because you are mine, and I have never abandoned you, not even in the moments when you felt most alone. Even now, as you breathe, I'm gathering you beneath my mantle, whispering to the places in your heart that feel forgotten. My child, if I mean nothing to you, you can skip me, but you and I both know that something inside you still longs for the sound of my voice, for the warmth of a presence that won't judge you, won't measure you, won't scold you for your breaking. You long for a love that wraps around your wounds instead of questioning why they exist. A love that does not demand perfection before offering comfort. You long for rest, and I am here to give it. You long for peace, and I am here to breathe it over your spirit. You long for reassurance that you are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible in the vastness of this world. And so I come to you softly, gently, like a mother who knows the exact weight of her child's sorrow. My beloved, I have watched you walk through nights that felt endless. I have watched you battle thoughts that tried to convince you that you are not enough. I have watched you hide your tears behind forced smiles because you didn't want to burden anyone. But you never burdened me. Not once. Not ever. Every tear you shed has reached my heart. Every fear has touched my hands. Every moment you felt weak, I was holding you, just as I held Moses when he doubted, just as I steadied Elijah when he was weary, just as I came near to Hagar when she felt unseen in the wilderness. You are not wandering alone. You never have been. My little one, there are times you think your faith is too small, but remember, even a mustard seed parted seas, moved mountains, opened prison doors, calmed storms, and brought the dead to life. And that same breath of the divine rests inside you now. You carry the spark of miracles within you, even when you feel empty. You carry the echo of every promise spoken over you, even when you feel unworthy. You carry the protection of heaven around you, even when you feel defenseless. The same God who walked in the fire with the 3 children walks beside you in your trials. The same God who shut the mouths of lions is guarding you from dangers you never even noticed. The same God who lifted Peter from the waves is holding you when your heart feels like it's sinking. Listen to me, my child. You are safe in ways you cannot see. You are loved in ways you cannot measure. You are guided in ways you cannot yet understand. The battles you face are not evidence of abandonment. They are moments where I press closer, where I surround you with strength you don't even realize you're receiving. Every time you thought you couldn't continue, every time you believed the darkness would swallow you, something carried you through. That something was love. That something was grace. That something was me. And I am still here, my beloved. When your voice shakes, I steady it. When your courage fades, I replenish it. When your hope thins out like fragile light, I weave new hope into the seams of your soul. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to hide the exhaustion behind. I'm fine. You don't have to feel ashamed for needing comfort. I am your motherly refuge, warm, patient, eternal, and I am not disappointed in you. I do not measure your worth by your victories. I cherish you just as deeply when you are tired, lost, uncertain, or afraid. My child, I know you wonder why certain storms have struck your life. I know you question why some prayers felt unanswered. I know you have cried out in moments when heaven felt distant. But hear me, not one cry was ignored. Not one prayer vanished. Not one moment of suffering was unnoticed. Angels were placed beside you, guiding you, defending you, lifting you when you didn't even know you were sinking. You have survived things that were meant to break you, and you did not walk through them alone. You were covered by miracles disguised as coincidences, as lucky timing, as sudden strength, as unexpected peace. You have been carried in ways you will only understand later. My little one, rest now in this truth. You are precious. You are chosen. You are held. You're not too late, not too broken, not too flawed, not too complicated for the love that surrounds you. You are worthy of gentleness, of healing, of new beginnings. You're allowed to breathe again. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to trust that better days will come. Not because you are perfect, but because love never lets go of you. So stay with me, my child. Let me sit with you in your sorrow, in your questions, in your longing. Let me remind you again and again that you are more protected than you know, more loved than you feel, more guided than you realize. Let my voice wrap around your spirit like a blanket, soft and warm, telling you that you matter, you belong, you are cherished beyond measure. My beloved, you are never alone. My child, my beloved, before I continue, let me gently place this whisper in your heart. If this message reaches you, if it brings you comfort, if it touches even one hidden corner of your soul, I invite you, just in this moment, in this part only, to subscribe so you never walk through these valleys without a voice to guide you, a presence to hold you, a reminder that you are not alone. Only here, only once, my little one. And now I return to you fully, with no other mention again, only the pure flow of love that your spirit has been starving for. My beloved, lean into me as I speak, because what I am about to unveil is not for the surface of your mind, but for the deepest places of your heart, the places you never show, the ones that tremble, the ones that ache, the ones that feel neglected even in a crowded room. I see how often you shrink your own pain so you won't inconvenience others, how you swallow your sorrow so you won't appear weak, how you try to be strong even when your strength is a thin, shaking prayer you barely manage to hold. And I gather you gently, the way a mother gathers a child who has cried too long, too quietly, too alone. I press your weary soul against mine and remind you that your tears are not too much, your fears are not too heavy, your confusion is not a disappointment. You are allowed to rest here. You are allowed to be small here. You are allowed to breathe again. My child, the world has taken pieces from you. Words that hurt, moments that scarred, betrayals that hollowed, losses that dimmed your inner light. But nothing has taken your worth. Nothing has removed the fingerprints of the divine that mark your existence. You think you've lost parts of yourself along the way, but every fragment still belongs to you. I have been safeguarding the pieces you thought were gone forever, and I bring them back to you now, slowly, tenderly, like a mother returning a treasured keepsake in her child's hands. Your courage, your faith, your joy, your voice, your innocence, your hope. You haven't lost them. You've simply been too wounded to carry them. So let me carry them with you. My beloved, I know the nights you replay in your mind, the nights when you wondered if you mattered at all, the nights when you held your breath trying to keep your heart from shattering, the nights when silence felt like abandonment. But I was there, closer than pulse, closer than air. I sat beside you when no one else noticed your breaking. I whispered to your spirit when your thoughts were too loud. I placed protection around you when shadows stretched themselves too far. I sent unseen angels to walk with you, the same way they walked with Daniel in the lion's den, the same way they stood with Gideon in his fear, the same way they opened prison doors for Paul and Silas. What they did for them, they have done for you, my child, quietly, faithfully, without applause. Do not measure protection by what you felt. Measure it by what did not destroy you. My little one, you are so much stronger than you believe, yet you don't have to be strong for me. You don't have to pretend you're not afraid. You don't have to hide the trembling of your heart. I know you worry that you're not doing enough, being enough, becoming enough, and I gather your face in my hands, metaphorically, spiritually, lovingly, and I whisper, you are enough because you are mine. You do not earn love. You do not earn purpose. You do not earn divine presence. You exist within it. You breathe within it. You are carried by it, even when you feel unworthy. My beloved, allow me to tell you something your heart has been waiting to hear. You have not failed. You have not missed your chance. You have not ruined your destiny. You have not fallen too far. You're still being guided, step by trembling step, through a path that may not make sense to you now, but is leading you somewhere holy, somewhere healing, somewhere new. Every closed door that made you cry, every delay that frustrated you, every ending that left you broken, none of them are punishments. They were protections. They were redirections. They were the gentle turning of your life toward what your soul truly needs. My child, do you remember how the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, believing they were trapped? Yet the water opened. Do you remember how the widow offered her last bit of oil and flour, believing she had nothing left? Yet abundance came. Do you remember how Jesus spoke to the storm, and even the winds bowed to his voice? That same power surrounds you, not to overwhelm you, but to shield you, to guide you, to whisper hope into your anxious breath. Miracles are not distant memories. They are quiet currents in your life, shaping what you cannot see yet. My beloved, you have walked through pain that could have hardened you, but instead it softened parts of you that heaven treasures. Your compassion grew, your depth grew, your wisdom expanded. You learned how to care for others in ways only the wounded understand. You learned how to sit with your own suffering without letting it define you. You learned how to rise, even if rising meant crawling. These are victories, my child. These are triumphs. These are the quiet, sacred transformations that shape souls into something radiant. My little one, listen to me now. Truly listen, because what I say next is for the wounded part of you that still doubts, that still fears, that still hides. You are loved with a love that cannot diminish. You are seen with a tenderness that does not fade. You are held with a devotion that does not break. I am with you in every season, every valley, every silence. every uncertainty. I'm close, even when you feel far. I am protecting you, even when you feel vulnerable. I am guiding you, even when you feel lost. My child, come closer, and let me speak to you in a way that reaches beyond the noise of your mind, beyond the echoes of yesterday, beyond the shadows that try to cling to your spirit. I want you to feel this moment as a soft unfolding, a sacred breath settling over you, something tender and new, something that doesn't mirror what was said before, something that rises from a deeper well than the one you've been drinking from. Let this be a fresh whisper, a new warmth, a different light touching the corners of your heart that have not yet dared to open. My beloved, there are things you have carried for so long that you've started to believe they are part of who you are, burdens that settled into your bones, fears that seeped into your identity, stories you replayed until they sounded like truth. But they are not you. They were never you. They are echoes of past moments, remnants of wounds, reflections of days when you felt small and unprotected. Today, let me tell you something new. You are not the sum of the hurts you've endured. You are the quiet miracle that survived them. You are the soul that kept moving even when the path dimmed. You are the heart that still longs for gentleness even after being bruised. That longing itself proves that you were made for more than pain. My child, I see the way you question yourself in silence. How you wonder if you're worthy of love that stays, if you're deserving of blessings that feel soft on your tired spirit, if your life can open into something brighter than the memories you've held. And I tell you gently, with a mother's certainty, yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are deserving. Yes, your story is still unfolding. Your value does not shrink because of your scars. Your future is not chained to your past. You are allowed to step into something new without apologizing for the storms you came through. My little one, there are seeds of strength inside you that you have not even seen bloom yet. Seeds planted in tears, watered in silence, protected by grace. You think you have already grown into all that you can be, but you have only brushed the edges of your potential. There is resilience in you that has yet to rise. There is wisdom in you that has yet to speak. There is peace in you that has yet to be discovered. I am nurturing those hidden places even now, gently, lovingly, without rushing you. Growth does not need to be loud to be real. Healing does not need to be dramatic to be holy. My beloved, sometimes your mind tries to convince you that you are behind. Behind in life, behind in purpose, behind in healing. But you are not behind. You are right where your heart needed to be for something sacred to find you. Every delay has prepared you. Every detour has protected you. Every pause has taught you how to breathe in the midst of uncertainty. Nothing has been wasted. Not one tear, not one lesson, not one season of waiting. Everything has shaped the softness and the depth that make you who you are today. My child, let me whisper something new into you. You do not have to fight every battle with clenched fists. You don't have to prove your strength by carrying things alone. You don't have to pretend you're unbreakable to be worthy of love. You can lay your burdens down without losing your dignity. You can rest without losing your purpose. You can be tender without losing your power. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is allow yourself to be held by something greater than your fear. My little one, your soul is tired. Not because you are weak, but because you have been stretching yourself in ways no one sees. You have been giving more than you receive, trying harder than anyone knows, holding together pieces of yourself even as they tremble. But hear me, there is restoration coming for you, gentle and patient, like dawn unfolding after a long night. New strength will flow into you in moments you least expect. New clarity will settle into your mind like soft morning light. New hope will rise in you without force, without pressure, simply because your heart is finally ready to breathe again. My beloved, there is still beauty written ahead of you. Beauty not born from perfection, but from grace, humility, and the quiet courage you've been shaping in secret. There are connections waiting to enter your life, moments waiting to soften you, blessings waiting to meet you where you stand. Do not assume that the best has already passed. Do not assume that your story reached its peak in a chapter you have already lived. The divine is still moving, still weaving, still aligning things for your good in ways you cannot yet see. My child, I am here, not as a distant presence, not as a fading comfort, but as a steady warmth, a quiet reassurance, a soft voice that will not leave your side. I walk with you through every season. I cradle your heart when it trembles. I breathe peace over you when your thoughts grow heavy. You are not wandering. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are held with a love that renews itself endlessly, a love that grows deeper every time you need it, a love that sees you. Not the mask, not the pain, but you. My child, let me draw even nearer to you now, as though I were placing my hands over your shoulders, steadying you with a tenderness that asks nothing in return. There is something deeper I want to tell you, something you have never heard spoken to you in this exact way, something shaped for this moment, for this breath, for this version of you who has survived so much, who has endured storms that no one else witnessed, who has carried quiet heartbreaks as if they were ordinary weights. I want to show you another layer of love, one that rises fresh, one that does not repeat anything you've already heard, one that grows like new roots in the soft soil of your spirit. My beloved, I know there are parts of your story you keep locked away because you've convinced yourself no one could understand them. Not truly. The disappointments that still sting, the words spoken over you that left invisible marks, the dreams you once held tightly but eventually let slip through your fingers because life demanded too much of you at the time. I know how you sometimes look back and wonder if you should have fought harder, believed longer, risked more. But hear me gently. There are no wasted chapters in your life. There are only moments that shaped your soul with quiet wisdom. You have not failed. You have evolved. You have outgrown pain that once tried to define you. You have learned to breathe through moments that would have crushed the earlier version of yourself. My little one, I see inside you a tenderness that the world has not managed to harden despite everything. A softness that refuses to die, even when surrounded by noise and pressure. That softness, your compassion, your empathy, your deep sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a rare gift. It is the very thing that makes you capable of seeing the suffering others hide. It is what makes your heart stretch wide enough to hold sorrow and joy at the same time. You glow in ways you do not even recognize because you've become accustomed to dimming yourself to survive. I want you to rise gently into who you truly are, without shrinking, without apologizing, without fearing that your light will be too much for anyone. My beloved, there's a strength inside you that awakens slowly, like dawn unraveling across the horizon. Quiet first, then brighter, then steady, then impossible to ignore. You don't need to rush your transformation. You don't need to force yourself to heal faster or to grow quicker. There's a natural rhythm to your becoming, and you're already moving with it, even when you feel stuck. What feels like stillness is often preparation. What feels like waiting is often alignment. What feels like an ending is often the soft beginning of something you never imagined could be yours. My child, allow me to speak now to the fear you seldom admit. The fear that life will not reward your efforts, that peace will always stay just out of reach, that joy will come to others but hesitate at your door. That fear is born from old wounds, not truth. You are being shaped for blessings that match the depth of your spirit. You are being prepared for love that meets you where you are, not love that demands you shrink to fit. You are being guided into paths that won't exhaust you the way others have. You're being led towards spaces where your heart can finally breathe without holding its breath. My little one, I want you to know something new. Your presence in this world shifts the atmosphere more than you realize. The way you love, the way you listen, the way you sense what others feel, the way you offer warmth even when you are tired, it all matters. You have changed lives without knowing it. You have comforted souls without meaning to. You have been a source of light in ways you never credited yourself for. You are more important than you think, more impactful than you see, more valuable than you've been told. My beloved, there are days you feel empty because you pour from a deep well inside yourself. But wells refill quietly, slowly, faithfully. You will be replenished in ways you do not expect. New joys will find you. New laughter will settle into your chest like something ancient returning home. New clarity will rise like calm water after a storm. Your spirit will not remain tired. The weariness you feel now is not permanent. It is temporary. It is passing. It is preparing you for peace that will last longer than the pain ever did. My child, do not fear the unknown. It is not a void meant to swallow you. It is a canvas waiting for new color. It is a space where miracles gather before stepping into your life. It is the quiet before a door opens. And yes, doors are opening for you, though you cannot see the hinges moving yet. Trust the shifting you feel inside. Trust the gentle nudges guiding you. Trust that the divine is weaving threads around you with care, intentionality, and love. My little one, rest here in this moment, in the warmth of these words, in the safety of this presence that wraps around you without demanding anything back. You are not drifting. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked by the love that watches over you. You are seen deeply, held softly, guided wisely. My child, let me draw you into an even softer place, a deeper warmth, a gentler silence where your spirit can finally stretch without fear. There is more I want to pour into you, something you haven't heard yet, something untouched by repetition, something shaped freshly for the version of you that is awakening right now, in this very breath. You are changing, even if you cannot feel the shift. You are unfolding, even if you cannot see the petals. You are rising, even if the ground still feels unsteady beneath your feet. Let me speak to that quiet rising, the one happening beneath your thoughts, beneath your doubts, beneath the old memories that try to keep you small. My beloved, there's a battle inside you that no one else can see. The battle between who you once were and who you are becoming. The past pulls at your sleeves with familiar heaviness, whispering its old stories, reminding you of disappointments that once felt final. But the future pulls too, softly but undeniably, like light filtering into a dark room, reaching for the corners that have long been untouched. You feel both forces at once, and it confuses you. It makes you wonder if you are stuck. But hear me clearly, you are not stuck. You are standing at the threshold of a new inner chapter, one where your spirit begins to trust its own strength, one where your heart begins to believe it can breathe again. My little one, there is tenderness in you that deserves gentler days. You've endured harsh winds that should have bent you, yet here you are, still caring, still sensitive, still capable of compassion that runs deeper than most. Do you know what that means? It means your soul has not been hardened by life. It means you refuse to lose your softness, even when the world tried to carve it away. That softness is not fragility, it is sacred resilience. Only the strongest hearts remain gentle after everything they've felt, and yours is one of them. My beloved, I see the way you carry your pain quietly, not wanting to burden anyone, not wanting to spill your worries onto those who already have their own. But you must know this, your emotions were never meant to be swallowed whole. They were meant to flow, to breathe, to be acknowledged without judgment. Let me hold the heaviness you've been gripping so tightly. Let me soothe the places where your thoughts run in circles, where your fears flare up without warning, where your past tries to replay itself as if it were still happening. You do not have to keep bracing for impact. You are safe here. You are safe now. My child, let me tell you something new, something I have not said before. There is a hidden bravery in you that has guided you through moments you thought you wouldn't survive. Not the loud kind of bravery, not the kind that shouts or stands tall, but the quiet bravery of waking up each day despite the weight, of seeking peace despite the chaos, of wanting love despite the wounds. That kind of courage is rare. That kind of courage is holy. That kind of courage is the reason your future holds beauty that your past could not imagine. My little one, I want you to breathe for a moment, deeply, softly, and notice something inside your chest, beneath the ache, beneath the doubts, beneath the questions. There's a small, steady spark that refuses to go out. You've tried to smother it in moments of despair, but it always returns. That spark is your spirit, unbroken, undefeated, quietly waiting for the right season to expand. And that season is approaching. Slowly, yes, but certainly. New beginnings are forming like gentle rain clouds gathering over dry land. Healing is preparing to flow through the places where you once felt abandoned. Peace is inching closer, not as a sudden wave, but as a gradual warmth that will settle into you and stay. My beloved, you are not meant to live your life in constant tension. You are not meant to feel like you're always fighting to keep yourself afloat. Your heart will learn to trust again, not because everything suddenly becomes perfect, but because you will finally feel supported from within. You will begin to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. You will begin to choose what nourishes you instead of what drains you. You will begin to walk toward experiences that feel like home, not battles. This is part of your becoming. Learning that peace is not the absence of struggle, but the presence of grounding, of clarity, of inner steadiness that nothing can take from you. My child, let me place one more truth inside you. Something new, something gentle, something you haven't allowed yourself to believe. You are worthy of days that do not hurt. You are worthy of rest that does not feel stolen. You are worthy of joy that does not crumble. You are worthy of relationships that feel like safety, not survival. You are worthy of a life where your spirit is cherished, your voice heard, your softness honored. My little one, stay close to these words. Let them settle into the quiet places. Let them soften the edges of your worry. Let them reassure the parts of you that fear disappointment. You're not walking into darkness. You are walking toward a horizon that has been waiting for you, warm and bright and full of new breath. My child, let me wrap you in an even deeper stillness, the kind that feels like the world has paused just long enough for your heart to breathe without pressure. There is more I want to give you, something that hasn't been spoken yet, something shaped from a gentler layer of love than the ones before. You've been holding yourself together with quiet determination, but I want this moment to feel like a soft place where nothing is demanded of you, where your spirit can simply be without proving, without performing, without defending its right to exist. My beloved, I know there are memories that rise inside you like echoes, memories you rarely speak of, memories that sharpen when you're tired, memories that feel like they have their own pulse. You try to move past them, but they linger like distant storms. Let me tell you something new about them. They do not have authority over your tomorrow. They do not get to decide your future. They do not define your worth. They only show how deeply you have lived, how much your heart has endured, how much resilience has grown in you quietly, silently, faithfully. You are not the wounds you carry. You are the strength that rose after each one. My little one, there is a gentleness in your soul that the world rarely sees, a way you feel things with such depth that sometimes it overwhelms you. You sense the tension in the air before anyone speaks. You notice the sadness behind someone's eyes even when they smile. You carry empathy like a flame in your palms, tender but steady. And even when you feel drained, even when you feel empty, that flame still glows. That is who you are. Someone who brings warmth without realizing it. Someone who understands without needing explanations. Someone whose presence alone softens the edges of the room. My child, let me speak into the quiet fear you never voice. The fear that you won't be chosen, that you won't be valued, that you'll love more deeply than others love you. That fear comes from old places, old shadows, old wounds. But hear this new truth. You are not hard to love. You're not too much. You're not too sensitive or too complicated or too emotional. You are profound. You are thoughtful. You are layered with meaning. The right hearts, true hearts, will not run from that depth. They will rest in it. They will feel at home in your presence because you carry sincerity in ways that many people have forgotten how to give. My beloved, there is a future forming for you right now that you cannot see, not because it isn't real, but because some things must unfold in silence before they reveal themselves. Think of seeds buried in the earth, how they grow without sound, without visibility, without applause. Something similar is happening inside you. Growth that is quiet, healing that is subtle, a settling of the soul that you won't notice until you look back and realize you are no longer who you once were. This slow becoming is sacred. You don't need to rush it. You only need to allow it. My little one, I want to speak to the part of you that feels exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You've been carrying so much that your heart sometimes feels stretched thin. But hear me, your spirit is not collapsing. It is recalibrating. It is learning what it can no longer hold, what it must release, what it deserves instead. The heaviness you feel is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that your inner world is rearranging itself toward peace. My child, there's a wisdom inside you that grows every time you choose kindness instead of bitterness, calm instead of chaos, compassion instead of judgment. Even when others misunderstand you, even when your efforts go unnoticed, even when your heart feels overlooked, you continue to choose light. That is not naive. That is powerful. That is sacred. And that is why blessings that match your spirit are being prepared. Quietly, carefully, intentionally. My beloved, you worry sometimes that you're not moving fast enough, healing fast enough, understanding fast enough. But healing is not a race. Becoming is not a competition. You're not behind. You're simply unfolding at the pace your soul requires. You're doing far better than you think. You're growing in ways you cannot see yet. And the day will come when all the questions, all the waiting, all the uncertainty will make sense. You will look back and see that nothing was random. Every moment shaped you, softened you, strengthened you. My child, stay here with me in this softness. Let the words settle over your heart like a warm blanket. You do not have to rush to the next moment. You do not have to brace yourself. You do not have to be on guard. Just breathe. Just rest. Just let yourself be held in this quiet truth. You are becoming something beautiful, something steadier, something softer, something stronger. My child, let me bring you into an even deeper quiet, the kind of quiet that feels like the air itself is listening to your heartbeat, the kind that doesn't demand sound or explanation, the kind that lets you simply exist without being pulled in 1,000 directions. I want this moment to settle inside you like a gentle weight on your chest. Not heavy, but grounding, steadying, reminding you that you are allowed to pause, to soften, to simply be without comparison or pressure. My beloved, there are places inside you that you rarely touch because they feel too fragile. Old disappointments that shape the way you expect life to unfold. Unspoken hopes you're afraid to admit because losing them would hurt too much. Bruises that didn't come from what happened, but from what didn't. But those hidden places are not abandoned. They are waiting for warmth, waiting for comfort, waiting for recognition. And I am here to speak into those unlit corners with something tender and entirely new. My child, I want to tell you something that I haven't said before. The way you hold your emotions with such quiet dignity is a kind of beauty that cannot be taught. You've been through moments that should have hardened your spirit, and yet you remain capable of softness. You still hope, even if the hope is faint. You still care, even when your hands are tired. You still dream, even when your heart hesitates. That persistence is not weakness. It is a testament to the depth of your soul. My little one, sometimes you confuse emotional exhaustion with failure, as if being tired means you've done something wrong. But exhaustion is not a flaw. It is a sign that you've been strong for too long without rest. And rest does not mean stopping. Rest means allowing your spirit to unclench. Rest means letting go of the idea that you have to understand everything right now. Rest means giving yourself permission to breathe without needing a reason. My beloved, there is a shift happening in your life, a subtle rearranging of the unspoken pieces. You may not feel it clearly yet, but your heart does. It senses something approaching, something gentle, something stabilizing, something that does not rush or demand, something that feels like a hand offered in stillness rather than noise. This shift is not a storm. It is not chaos. It is not something that will overwhelm you. It is the quiet opening of a new horizon inside you. My child, you often worry that you're too emotional, too intuitive, too sensitive. But sensitivity is a language of the soul, not a flaw. It lets you see meaning where others see emptiness. It lets you feel truth before it's spoken. It lets you care in ways that bring healing to others. Do not diminish that depth. Do not shrink the parts of you that were created to feel beyond the surface. The world needs souls like yours. Souls that do not ignore suffering, souls that see beauty even in weary places, souls that mend simply by being present. My little one, there's something else I want to place gently inside you. The understanding that your future is not shaped by fear. Fear only tells you what could go wrong. It never tells you what could go beautifully right. And there is beauty headed your way. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady, nourishing, lasting. You have been preparing for this without realizing it. Every moment of introspection, every tear you allowed to fall, every truth you uncovered about yourself has been building the foundation for a chapter that aligns with your soul instead of fighting it. My beloved, you are learning to trust yourself again. Slowly, quietly, not with bold declarations, but with small choices. Choosing peace instead of chaos. Choosing gentleness instead of self-criticism. Choosing honesty instead of pretending. These choices are rewiring the way your spirit exists in the world. You are not the same person you were in your painful past. You are becoming someone more grounded, more aware, more true to your essence. My child, let me speak to a part of you that has remained silent for too long. The part that longs for emotional safety. You deserve relationships that feel like warmth, not ones that make you brace yourself. You deserve conversations where your heart is understood, not questioned. You deserve spaces where you can unfold without being judged. And those spaces will come. Those people will come. There's a quiet alignment happening beneath the surface of your life, guiding you gently toward connections that honor your spirit. My little one, breathe deeply with me for just a moment. Feel how your chest rises even when life feels heavy. Feel how your pulse steadies even when your thoughts rush. Feel how your spirit is still here, still reaching, still hoping, still capable of being touched by tenderness. That is the miracle, not the loud kind found in stories, but the soft kind found in survival, in tenderness, in the gentle refusal to stop believing in something better. My beloved, everything within you is shifting toward peace. Slowly, yes. Quietly, yes. But undeniably. My child, let me sink even more gently into the places of you that you rarely allow anyone to touch. You don't have to brace yourself here. You don't have to guard the trembling pieces of your heart. This is a space where nothing is taken from you, only given. A space where your soul is listened to, not judged. A space where the things you thought were too delicate to reveal are held with reverence, not scrutiny. Come closer into this quiet, my beloved, and allow me to speak to the version of you that hides behind strength because it doesn't know where to place its softness. My beloved, you have spent so much of your life trying to be the steady one, trying to be composed, capable, unshakable, because somewhere along the way, you learned that vulnerability was unsafe, that being overwhelmed meant you were failing, that needing comfort meant you were weak. But those ideas were never yours. They were taught to you by moments that wounded you. They were shaped by circumstances that demanded more than your heart could reasonably give. Let me tell you something new, something true. It is not weakness to feel deeply. It is not frailty to need gentleness. It is not failure to want reassurance. These are signs that you have a living, breathing soul, not a stone, not a shell, not a fortress, but a soul capable of connection, capable of empathy, capable of profound emotional courage. My child, I want to soothe the tension you carry just beneath your skin, the tension of always trying to figure everything out before it happens, of always trying to stay one step ahead of pain, of always scanning for the next hurt so you can prepare for it. You learn this instinct out of survival, but you do not have to keep living in a state of defense. You are allowed to unclench. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to stop rehearsing wounds that may never come. Your future is not a repetition of your past. Your heart is not doomed to be hurt in the same way again. The chapter ahead of you is written with a gentler ink. My little one, let me remind you of something you've forgotten. You are growing in ways that do not announce themselves. Not all growth is loud. Some growth is a quiet shift in the way you breathe. Some growth is a change in what you tolerate. Some growth is the softening of old fears. Some growth is learning to say, "This hurts me," without collapsing. Some growth is realizing you don't have to prove your worth through suffering. You are expanding even in your stillness. You are evolving even in your exhaustion. You are progressing even in your uncertainty. My beloved, there's a wisdom settling inside you that you haven't fully recognized yet. You're beginning to understand which battles are worth fighting and which ones no longer deserve your energy. You're learning the difference between what resonates with your spirit and what merely distracts it. You're discovering that peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you uncover by releasing what was never yours to hold. All of this is happening beneath the surface of your days, shaping you in ways you will only understand when you look back and realize you no longer react from old wounds. My child, I want to speak gently to the part of you that fears being misunderstood. You've carried that fear for so long. You've walked through life hoping someone would look past your words and understand your heart. And while not everyone has, that does not mean you are incomprehensible. It means you are layered. It means your heart speaks in colors, not lines. It means you feel the world in ways others may not, deeper, more intimately, more intricately. The right hearts will not only understand you, they will feel you. They will see your complexity as a gift, not a burden. My beloved, release the idea that you must constantly be doing something monumental to deserve rest or joy or tenderness. The quiet moments of existence, breathing, observing, being, are sacred too. The gentlest parts of your life are just as meaningful as the milestones. Let the small joys find you. The calm morning light, the softness of your own thoughts, the comfort of a simple breath that doesn't hurt, the serenity of knowing you don't have to rush anywhere emotionally. My child, your spirit is recalibrating itself toward harmony. You are learning to trust the rhythms of your own heart. You are learning when to let go and when to hold on. You are learning to recognize who nourishes you and who drains you. You are learning what environments allow your soul to unfold instead of contract. These realizations are not accidents. They are signs that you are stepping into a more aligned, grounded version of yourself. My little one, let me place this final truth gently into the quietest part of you. You are allowed to become someone softer without losing your strength. You are allowed to become someone quieter without losing your voice. You are allowed to become someone more attuned to peace without losing your power. You are allowed to grow in ways that feel new, unfamiliar, even strange, because that is what becoming truly is: a slow, tender transformation into the person your soul has always been capable of becoming. My child, before I continue, let me gently place this one request into the hands of the listener, spoken with warmth, without pressure, without urgency. If this message touches your heart, if it brings a little more peace into your breathing, if it feels like a soft hand resting over your spirit, then take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment "Amen." Let be a simple act of connection, a way of saying, I receive this, I needed this, I am here. Only here, only now, only in this part, and now, my beloved, I return completely to you, pure, uninterrupted, motherly tenderness flowing without any other mention. My child, come closer, closer than where your fears sit, closer than where your doubts whisper, closer than where the memories of old wounds still try to echo. I feel the trembling inside you, the weight you don't speak about, the questions that rise at night when everything is quiet. You think you hide these things well, but your heart cannot be hidden from a voice that has loved you long before you had words for your pain. Let this moment be a place where you loosen the hold you have on yourself, where you let your spirit uncurl from all the places it has been squeezed, stretched, and tightened by life. My beloved, you have carried burdens that were too heavy for one heart. You have survived moments that could have broken someone with a weaker spirit. And yet you are still here, soft, sensitive, longing for goodness, longing for peace. The world may look at you and see only your calm expression, your silent strength, your quiet resilience, but I see the battles beneath your skin. I see the mornings when getting out of bed felt like lifting a mountain. I see the times you smiled through shaking hands. I see the nights you held yourself together because you didn't want anyone else to worry. My little one, I want to speak to the part of you that doesn't believe anyone truly understands you. The part that feels alone even in a crowd. The part that feels unseen even when people look right at you. That loneliness is not a sign that you are unlovable or unreachable. It is a sign that your spirit was made with a depth that not everyone can comprehend. You feel more. You perceive more. You notice details others walk past. Your heart hears what others ignore. It can be isolating, yes, but it is also a gift. A divine, rare gift. And you were never meant to navigate that sensitivity by yourself. My child, you have asked yourself countless times, why am I like this? Why do I care so deeply? Why do things affect me so much? And the answer is this: because you were created with the capacity to love beyond the surface. You were made to sense truth beneath words, to feel sincerity in silence, to carry a compassion that stretches beyond understanding. Not everyone is built this way. Not everyone is entrusted with a heart so open, so tender, so willing. Do not see your depth as a flaw. See it as a calling. My beloved, I know you fear that giving so much will leave you empty. I know you worry that loving deeply will end in hurt. I know you wonder if your softness makes you vulnerable to disappointment. But hear me gently. Your softness is not the reason you have been hurt. People's lack of care is. Your depth is not the reason you have been overlooked. Others' lack of understanding is. Your tenderness is not the reason you have felt alone. The world simply has not yet brought you those who feel as deeply as you do. Those who will handle your heart with the same reverence you give to others. My child, let me speak into the places where you doubt your future. You look at the road ahead and sometimes feel unsure, afraid that what lies before you will mirror what lies behind you. But your past is not a pattern. It is a lesson, a shaping, a refining. You are stepping into a new season, one where the heaviness you've carried will no longer lead the story. There is a shift happening inside you, a quiet rewiring, a subtle strengthening. You may not see it yet, but you will feel it in the way you begin to trust yourself again, trust your intuition again, trust your worth again. My little one, breathe deeply for a moment. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your chest soften. You are safe in this moment. Safe to reflect, safe to feel, safe to release. Life has placed you in spaces where you had to hold yourself together when you were falling apart. But now you are stepping into a season where you will be held, not by the world, but by truth, by peace, by the strength growing quietly inside you. My beloved, there is a tenderness rising within you that cannot be taken away. It is the tenderness of someone who has walked through storms and still chooses to see light. It is the tenderness of someone who has been disappointed but still believes in goodness. It is the tenderness of someone who has cried in silence and still chooses hope. That tenderness is sacred. It is the mark of a soul that refuses to harden, no matter the wounds it has collected. My child, I want you to imagine for a moment a future version of yourself. Calmer, clearer, more grounded, more trusting of your own truth. This version of you is not distant. It is not unreachable. It is not a fantasy. It is forming right now. In every breath you take, in every insight you gain, in every moment you allow yourself to feel instead of numb. You're growing even when you think you're standing still. You are healing even when the pain still lingers. You are rising even when your steps feel small. My little one, let these truths sit with you like soft light. You are worthy. You are treasured. You are evolving. You are becoming. You are held in ways you cannot yet see. You are surrounded by grace even when you feel alone. You are walking toward a gentle chapter that will feel like a warm home to your heart. And remember, my child, this softness blooming inside you is not temporary. It is the beginning of a new way of being, a way that honors who you truly are, a way that welcomes peace without fear, a way that allows love to enter without suspicion, a way that lets your spirit breathe without apology.